Nothing less than freedom was at stake. A monumental battle determined the future of democracy. Because of the determination, courage, and brilliant strategy of a multinational team working together, the world was liberated from the grip of a fascist dictator. This is the story of the Allied invasion of Europe, otherwise known as D-Day. In 1939, Hitler started to invade parts of Europe for his quest to take over the world. May 10, 1940, Germans occupied half of France. In 1941, the Americans joined World War II after attack on Pearl Harbor. In 1943, the Allies started to plan the raid of France. It was called Operation Overlord, D-Day. It was the most audacious landing ever proposed in history, and if succeeded, would be the first time an invasion across the Channel would work in 8 centuries. Allies started to stock up supplies for mass invasion of Europe. Troops were in training for a special landing they would have to do. The Allies' airborne assault almost failed due to Germans shooting down their planes before they could reach their designated drop zones. The paratroopers had to regroup after they landed on the ground and then started to move towards the fortified positions they were supposed to take down before the Allies could land. The next morning, the Allies started landing on the beach after shelling took out most of the Nazi fortified positions. There was no hope of retreat after the Allies landed on the beach. They couldn't give up, and they just had to keep fighting. This was a very courageous moment for all of the men that landed on the beach, because after the Allies landed on the beach, they had to navigate a minefield of explosives, shelling, and machine gun fire while trying to take the remaining German forces. On the beach, U.S., Canadian, and British forces received heavy resistance from the German army, but eventually took the beach at the end of the day. 2 days later, the beach was successfully secured from all German forces. Fighting continued in Operation Overlord for the next 2 months as the Allies kept trying to get a bigger hold in France. Operation Overlord eventually ended on 25th of August in 1944 after the recapture of Paris from Germans. The Allies lost 12,000 of 156,000 that landed in Normandy. They would lose 226,386 troops throughout the entire operation, and 2,052,299 Allied troops would retake France from the Nazis. D-Day was the beginning of the end of the war in Europe, which eventually ended on May 8, 1945, with the capture of Berlin. Nazi forces surrendered to the Allies. Without D-Day, the war in Europe may have failed and our lives would be different today.